like the most divided I feel like we've been on a movie.
Do you feel
this is like Love Actually of all films is the one that tears us apart.
Your back.
Welcome to Cinematics Problematics, where we celebrate your guilty pleasures. I'm Chrissy Reddick.
And I am Erin Maxwell.
And today we're talking about Richard Curtis's 2003 Christmas classic, Love Actually. This ensemble film shows 9 interconnected stories of love's various forms, from the unrequited love of Sarah for Carl or Mark for Juliet, to the meet-cutes of PM David and Natalie or John and Judy, to the tales of love betrayed, like with Karen and Harry. The film explores how love is not only all around, but also playful, funny, longing, and heartbreaking. And it all takes place in the 3 weeks leading up to Christmas, which makes this an instant Christmas classic, even though it may be implying that it's totally okay to tell your direct reports to shag the hot designer in the office. The film has a stacked cast that includes Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, Laura Linney, Liam Neeson, Thomas Brodie-Sangster, Bill Nighy, Andrew Lincoln, Kiera Knightley, Martin Freeman, Chiwetel Ejiafor, and many others, and has a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes. Erin.
Yes.
Tell us about the first time that you saw Love Actually.
Oh, I saw this in the theater with my friend Claire. And believe it or not, when I saw this in the theater, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I was in the realms of what you would call the deeply, deeply stoned. I was heavily, heavily intoxicated, as I normally was when I was with my friend Claire, which was great. My sister worked at a movie theater, so I probably saw this about 6 or 7 times. We got a big bag of Christmas candy. We ate a bunch of it, and it was fantastic. Over the years, I grew to detest this film. And I am so sorry, because I love you with all my heart, and I know how much you enjoy this film. But this is honestly, for me, Men Are Trash, the Christmas movie, or Christmas, a great time to fuck your employees.
That is a much more cynical read than I had, for sure.
When was the first time you saw this film?
Well, much different experience. I remember I went over to a friend's house, and I think I had taken like the day off work or something to like hang out with her and her twin babies. I think they were still infants at the time, or maybe they were toddlers. I don't remember. But I remember we were like looking for something to watch. We picked Love Actually. I didn't know really anything about the movie, and we watched it kind of like going in cold. And I mean, as I watched it, my heart just like grew 1,000 times, and I was having such a good time. I thought it was so funny and so charming, and I felt like some of it was completely off the wall and like traditional rom-com stuff. And I thought that some of it was like really like moving, like, you know, the Liam Neeson or the Daniel and Sam storyline or the Harry and Karen storyline. I thought that the storyline with the two, was it porn stand-ins?
Yeah, that's John and Judy.
John and Judy. Was it a porn or just a really explicit movie?
No,
I still don't know.
Porn, and depending on which version you watch, they get either completely naked or they have their clothes on.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm glad that we got the version that we got. It was still pretty explicit for a Christmas movie, but still. But I remember just adoring this movie when I first saw it. I was just like, I love that this movie has entered my life. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel warm and gooey on the inside. And I loved all the characters. I thought the cast was incredible. I loved the score. I think the score is pretty iconic. No matter what you think of the movie, you got to admit the score is pretty great. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Erin. Oh, this is going to be like a battle royale episode. I swear to God. I don't even know what to do with you if you can't even agree with me on the music.
I don't know if I can agree with you on the music.
Well, Hugh Grant is at his like most charming. Like Liam Neeson is all soft and cuddly, like his pre-Taken days. You know, he's not beating anybody up. He's like being a grieving stepfather, which is adorable. And I mean, I don't know. You get Martin Freeman being a porn stand-in. You got Colin Firth being goofy and charming too. I mean, there just is so much to love in this. I mean, and sure, it has. I mean, obviously, if it's on this show, it has some problematic elements, obviously. But I think that they get washed away by just the heart. There's so much heart in this movie. I just watch it every Christmas, and it makes me so happy, and I love all the characters and the stories. It's so great. Anyways, I cherish this movie like you don't even know. So, okay, but we're here to talk about problems. It's got some problematic stuff, right? So
before we go in, I would,
okay.
because I have some issues. I will talk about what's good. I made a list. I did make a list.
How magnanimous of you.
I did. Billy Mack. Billy Mack is good. I enjoy Billy Mack.
Bill Nighy is like in fine form. Yes.
Because who doesn't enjoy Bill Nighy? He's great. And the man that plays his manager, also great, was Gregor Fisher. Yeah, great. Yes. Also great.
Awesome.
Yep. So them as a duo, fantastic. I enjoyed Liam Neeson and like the Daniel Sam. Yeah, again, that was a very sweet dynamic. Yes. No one was a boss. No one was employed.
That's
one was.
True.
There wasn't a weird dynamic there. It was just two people helping each other out of grief.
There was one inappropriate moment in a conversation that they had, which I'll save. But
it was played, I feel like, as a joke. So
it's totally a joke. But
so it was totally fine. John and Judy as sex workers was hilarious. So I didn't have an issue with that whatsoever because I'm pro sex work.
I mean, how can you be mad at like mock intercourse while talking about the weather and traffic?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. And I don't have an issue with Carl either because he was like Xerxes from 300 and Hector from Westworld. Love that guy. That guy's great.
Gorgeous too. I mean, he is like, if you need a guy to play a hot designer, like that is your man. Like that is like some incredible casting.
I'm convinced he's like 3,000 years old. Like that man.
He doesn't age.
No,
he looks incredible.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Yes. Like in 300 years from now, another podcaster is going to like discover shit he's in. And he's going to be like, can you believe that like 500 years ago, he's in this movie?
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first time he comes on screen and like, it was kind of like me seeing Catherine Zeta-Jones for the first time on screen. I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen a more stunning human grace the screen. Like he just like, his beauty just punches you in the face in the best way possible.
And I honestly think the best couple in this entire movie is like Thomas Brodie-Sangster and Olivia Olson. That's it. Just the two little kids.
The two little kids. They're very cute.
For fans of Phineas and Ferb, they are also the voices of Ferb and Vanessa. So they go and continue their relationship later on.
Well, there's lots of crossover in this movie with the casting. Like there's like a big Harry Potter contingent in this film.
There is.
There's like Sense and Sensibility crossover in this a lot. There you got your Alan Rickman, your Hugh Jackman, you've got Emma Thompson. The only person that's missing is like Kate Winslet, pretty much.
True.
Yeah. Lots of crossover. Like a lot of these people have like worked together before. I think I read in IMDb trivia that even like Liam Neeson walked Laura Linney down the aisle for her wedding.
Oh, see, that's nice. Oh, I did write down also, I thought it was very brave of Laura Linney to wear a ski hat to a wedding.
That is that character, though. That is that character, though.
Yeah.
And you know what? It has always shocked me because I don't think she's done it since. At least I don't recall if she's done it since. But she goes like full topless in this.
Yeah, she does.
And
she does.
And I don't think that's a very common Laura Linney thing.
No, I enjoyed
Maybe
it.
It was she looks great.
I enjoyed her. Yeah, she's
nice.
Great.
Very nice.
So let's talk about some sins, shall we?
Sure. You kick us off. I did the intro. You kick us off with because I'm sure you have a full arsenal of so-called sins of this film, but please, by all means.
Every workplace in this film is a fucking nightmare.
That is correct. Yeah, it is.
Every single workplace. Let's just start there. HR, there is no HR in this entire film.
No.
Every single coworker is every boss is trying to fuck their employee. There is no dynamic. There's no one out there to like protect employees.
True.
The PM is trying to have sex with his assistant. Alan Rickman's character is also trying to have sex with his assistant. Even on the porn set, there isn't like a boundary there. And clearly
that was the job though.
But Was it?
Yeah, he had
It
to
wasn't
massage her
the boundary.
boobs.
It wasn't like that. Isn't where you go to meet nice people. That's where you go to get a paycheck and possibly cocaine in real life.
Okay, I mean, they skipped that part. They edited that part out.
Right.
But the job was that they're stand-ins on an explicit movie.
Colin Firth is trying to have sex with the person that he hired to help with his household.
Mhm.
Every single person, it's the dynamic is completely off. Do not try to fuck your employees. They are there for a paycheck. You have power over them. It's a fucked up power dynamic. They need that paycheck. They are there usually because they have to be.
You forgot about Alan Rickman's character trying to get Laura Linney to bang the hot designer. He keeps on
Oh
talking about
God,
them
no,
having
it's on
lots
my
of sex and
list. I
babies.
just didn't have a chance to rage against it yet. Give me a second. I'm just getting started. Hold
I
tight.
apologize. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yes. And
I'm
then
sorry.
like you had the fucked up boss that's encouraging this dynamic in his workplace. Like
Mhm.
go be free to like create more awkward issues in the workplace so that I don't look bad.
Do you think it's different in England than it is in the US? Do you think that they're more permissive of stuff like that?
I mean, I
Do
guess
you
I
think
could
that's
have
why it's
Googled
like
it.
all over the place in this film? I haven't really examined, British film for workplace harassment trends, but like, do you think that that is maybe like a cultural thing?
No, I want to say that HR exists. I'm sure it exists in England. I mean, okay, this
Yeah.
clearly is something I could have Googled like before this podcast started, and I didn't.
I could
So
have too.
that's my bad.
Mine as well. I
Yeah.
don't know what like
Sorry,
workplace rules are in the UK. So
I'm just gonna slightly look at my phone. Is there HR in London?
there is, I'm sure there's HR.
Yeah.
I just don't know what their rules are. I don't know if they're seeing the same like workplace harassment videos we all are in the US. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. I feel like that exists. I feel like they are just as afraid of being sued as we are.
But let me ask you something. Okay, so like when Laura Linney's character, Sarah, is like finally getting her chance with Carl, you can't help but kind of cheer that on a little bit, right?
I mean, you cheer it on a little bit, but then you get absolutely frustrated when like she's unable to stay away from the phone. I never understood how she picks up the phone.
By the way, in my notes, I wrote like this like scene doesn't get less painful the more I watch it. It just
No.
doesn't. Like I'm screaming at the TV like stop picking up your phone. Turn the ringer off. Like it's going to take 10 minutes. I don't know. Maybe
That's
with this guy it'll take 20.
I mean, that's lower on my list, but the way that mental health is depicted in this movie also is just like you just enable it. That's how you deal with mental health issues. You continue to enable it until it destroys both of your lives. The end.
So you think of that as like kind of like a codependence thing more than a
Yes.
love thing?
With her brother?
Yes.
Yeah. No, she's just not helping her brother at all. Because
Mhm.
if you don't set up strong boundaries in order to help, then neither of you have a very functional relationship.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I didn't read it that way initially, I guess, but no, that's fair.
It's fair enough for me to make it like number 8 on my list of why I fucking hate this movie.
Okay, keep going. Fine. You've gone like through what order are you at? What, 4?
No, this is 1. This workplace dynamic is a goddamn nightmare. That's 1.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, then we're going slowly back into gender issues and misogyny issues. And it just
Okay.
has to do with like the power imbalance. And that can slip back into issues with the workplace, but it mostly where the idea of the boss and secretary, employer and housekeeper, prime minister and staff member, president, and an
And
employee that is not of his country.
I wonder who they were alluding to when they were writing this. I don't know. Like, what president before 2000 had a problem with that? Anyways, it'll come to me.
Just a mystery.
It is.
Just a mystery.
Billy Bob Thornton was great though,
But
as a sleazy prez.
for the most part, women are viewed, in my opinion, and this is where you can please disagree with me. I would love to hear your point on this.
Sure.
Women here, for me at least, are viewed as passive objects, where they either receive affection or they cease being if they don't get it anymore.
Hmm.
And they either are these very like Laura Linney, where she just doesn't exist without someone's affection.
Well, I would agree. I would disagree with that. I think that she had like she had a longing for Carl that she was obviously not um very good at acting on her own.
But to me, that's
Um
what defined her.
but well, not really. See, to me that I disagree with that. So to me, what defined her was her relationship with her brother. Like that was her life. That was her definition. Like she is a caregiver
But
ultimately.
wouldn't you argue that she's still being defined by the men that like surround her?
You mean the characters defining her?
Yes.
Um, I mean, I think that Harry definitely does. He never talks about her work. He's only talking about like how in love with Carl she is and how she has to go for it. Let me see. Carl, I don't think that we get enough information from him to make a determination of how he sees her, except for other than being just like a love interest or a woman that he's interested in. But I would say that Laura Linney, Sarah's character, she does show agency, but just not in the way that we want to see it. Because she makes a choice. She makes a definitive choice every single time she answers that phone. And she has committed her life to being in this codependent relationship with her brother who's in this institution. And like you said, you're right, like she does not put up boundaries, but she has made a very, very explicit decision that that is the way that she's going to live her life, and no man is going to get in the way of that. And in a sense, you could argue that because she rejects romance for family, that she isn't defined by romance.
See, for me, she's just one, like a bunch of these women in here, where she's just defined by either what she wants, which is a man, or by the terrible men in her life. And that
I don't
goes
know if
with,
it's fair to call her brother terrible, is it?
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily his fault, but he is terrible.
He's got violent tendencies, obviously, that she's learned apparently over the years on how to deal with that, right? She like has come to expect it. She kind of knows like how to deal with that when it happens. But obviously, like her brother is very emotionally attached to her and very dependent on her. But I don't know if he's like imposing a view on her. I mean, it's hard to kind of get into his head about that because he's somewhat nonverbal.
Ye-
So like to me, like Laura Linney's character, it's like she has a ton of agency. She just uses it in a way that doesn't align with how we would expect a woman to behave in a rom-com. That's my read on it.
Okay, I will give you that. But again, for me, she's just like her, Natalie to a certain extent, Mia, Aurelia. They all have either very little agency, or the agency they do show is only defined, at least to me, by the men in their lives. And
So
for some of them, it's not their fault. It's just how they're written. Like, it really just doesn't
mhm,
have the language.
mhm. I think with Mia's interesting because she is showing a ton of agency because she's kind of like the instigator of the flirtation. It doesn't seem like Harry started that, but he definitely followed through on it, which is still hugely problematic, right? She is the one who is being very overt with her flirtation. She is the one being very suggestive. He's kind of like ignoring it and not playing into it at first, but of course he gives in, and that's still like a huge problem. Like I don't let him off the hook for that. But in terms of her as a character, I think her as a character, she's kind of shown to us as this very beautiful, sexy, confident woman who goes for what she wants, but that's all she is. Like she is defined by sex.
You're right. So
Yeah.
probably me saying agency was not correct. It was just mostly like, I just think she's not well written. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, she's
Yeah.
very one-dimensional.
Yeah. She's
And
just
we get like two
sex
gratuitous
pot.
shots of her like getting undressed. It's like, okay, I get it. She's hot. We knew that before. I could
Yeah.
guess. you know. Did Kiera Knightley's character bother you?
She didn't really bother me too much. She was just kind of like a muse. She was very charming muse.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that she was put in kind of a fucked up situation. Also, if you did the math, she was like, she's only 18. It really
I
bothers
thought
me.
okay, so I read that she was only 17.
No,
Or her character was?
I think her character's only 18.
Okay.
I mean,
Still very young.
it's still very young.
Mm-hmm.
And it also really upsets me that she's like, if you also do the math, she's only technically 4 years older than the little kid.
Jesus. Well, okay. No, but okay. Let's just clear the air on that one for a second. So, Thomas Brodie-Sangster
Mhm.
he's always going to look young. He has like Leonardo DiCaprio syndrome. He like won't look like a full grown man until he's like 40 or something, you know? The first time I saw Leonardo DiCaprio look like a full grown up, I felt like that was like Inception or something. He's just got a young, youthful look to him, and he, I think, just sprouted late, you know? And so I think he was 13 when he filmed this, but he was
Right.
supposed to be something like 9, 8, something like that.
He's supposed to be like 8, and he was actually 12.
Yeah.
And Kiera Knightley was like 17.
I mean, fair point. But see, like as somebody like that doesn't know kind of like the facts behind the movie, if I'm just like watching the movie on its own, I never would have caught that. I assume that she was like maybe 21 or something when they got married. I didn't know that she was. I mean, only upon reading kind of like the background of the movie did I know how old she was.
There was something in the movie I thought that caught my attention about how old she was.
I could have missed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it was just, and then it also upsets me with how the women are just kind of generally treated, especially like Emma Thompson's character, because Emma Thompson is very much left to run the household. Her
Mm-hmm.
husband does absolutely nothing in the household as far as the children, as far as anything having to do with it. As far as I can tell, she also has a job. And she is just as important to the household. And she brings a lot of gravitas to the household because, I mean, I'm sorry, but her brother is like the prime minister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this household is under scrutiny, probably, because, I mean, it's British tabloids are fairly, they probably under 24/7 watch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But I think that's like what makes, yeah, I mean, I would think so. But like I also like wonder, like I think that like what made her storyline so impactful and like heartbreaking is because of what you said. Like she is she is like kind of like the heart and soul of that family. She's the one organizing Christmas. She's getting the kids in their costumes for the Christmas concert. She is, you know, doing all the running around and keeping the household lively, you know, and she's being like a great mom, and she's totally there for her kids all the time. And Alan Rickman's character, Harry, is always just kind of like, you know, grousing around and like not really doing anything. And so like when we hear that when she finds out what he did, and you see her reaction when she goes into the bedroom and like breaks down to herself, oh my God, it's like the most heartbreaking thing. But there's so many, I think that the thing that doesn't bother me about it is that there's so many women like that, you know, and there's so many women that, you know, are the heart and soul of the family, who run around and do all of those things, and like their family is their life. And, you know, they carry a lot of the emotional and physical and mental weight of several other people in a house. And so when that gets betrayed and violated, it's like absolutely heartbreaking. I liked her character a lot because she's kind of snarky, and she has like a really biting sense of humor, but she's also very loving and everything too. I don't know. Maybe
No,
that's why I love her character.
of all the women, she's probably the best written. Just a side note, if anybody ever gave me a CD for Christmas as my main present, I would kill them with it. Right, just straight up, just slit the wrist with the corner.
Yeah, no, I have a box cutter for you here too.
Yeah.
Any
That
sharp
is
weapon
an
necessary.
inappropriate Christmas present just across the board, even during this time, during this period.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, you don't
give your wife a CD for Christmas now.
No.
But it's like even worse than a scarf. Like they were making jokes about how she always gets a scarf, and like he thought it would be better to get her a CD. I mean, the guy is just clueless all the way around.
He just mentally checked out. And
yeah,
like she's probably that scene, and you always see it every year. You see it on Twitter and you see it on Pinterest. You see people always making posts about that scene, because every woman has been in that kind of position before in a shitty relationship, because you've always been at that one breaking point where you're like, this is it. This is the end. This is the moment where you realize that we've disconnected.
Well, and also she was just betrayed and lied to, you know, and she found out by accident,
right?
You know, that
I'm
this
not
whole thing
getting the
went
gold
down.
necklace. and this is where we are going to part ways. And
Right.
I know it, he may not know it yet, but we've felt that darkness. We've all been there. And so it's easy to, I'm mostly sad because now she's stuck with the Joan Baez CD also.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell. Oh, no. Joan Baez.
No, it's Joni Mitchell. Wait, Joni Mitchell.
Joan Baez.
It's Joni Mitchell.
Joan Baez.
Joni Mitchell. I'm looking it up. What CD does Emma Thompson get in? Oh, apparently a lot of people look this up. Joni Mitchell. Joan Baez would have been just as bad, by the way.
Listen,
both iconic artists.
I apologize to Joan Baez fans, but not really. I stand by. I don't apologize to Joni Mitchell fans.
Both are legends, but
listen, they're both.
It just happened to be Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
So
I stand by my follies.
Okay, what other women are done dirty? Aurelia?
Aurelia, I don't know if Aurelia's done dirty. It's just that she's done dirty by the writers because we don't know much about her.
Right.
The funny moments of her are just her parroting what's being said by Colin Firth's Jamie's character. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, oh, look how alike they are. She's like mimicking what he's saying. And then they get married after a couple days. So the whole thing is kind of sus, really.
I mean, it's a little bit sus, but it's a rom-com. Like everything that happens in a rom-com is sus.
I know, but like to not know the language and to not know him at all other than a few key words, everything about that is just kind of a little off.
It's very unrealistic and it's a bit quick for sure. However, what I think the film is trying to show is all the different ways that love happens, right? It can happen very quickly. It can happen very slowly. And this was like the quickest one for sure. But I think that it's just trying to show like all of like these different variations of how it emerges. And that one happens to probably be the most extreme version. Right?
Yeah.
But it's not like we've never seen that in a rom-com before. Like that is a very, very common rom-com trope.
It's a very common trope. And most of these are just tropes that are played out in full.
Yeah.
And they're just like, let's make a list of them. And then we're going to turn this into an anthology where all the tropes are played out to their fullest.
Right. Okay.
Then we have Juliet, Peter, and Mark, which is probably the most famous scene.
Yes.
With the cards, which also like is Mark, what the fuck are you doing to your friend Peter? Like you're a bad friend. It's
a bad friend move, but I'm such an apologist for this movie.
All right, go. This is your time to shine, man. Go shine like a crazy diamond.
So, okay. In Mark's defense, he did try to hide how he felt for Juliet for a long time. And he even tried to hide the wedding video from her, saying it didn't exist because he knew how he felt about her and he was like obsessed with her. And the way that he played it off was to pretend like he didn't like her and to be removed from it. But he gets exposed through no fault of his own, really, because she just kind of like barges into his apartment, finds the wedding video and forces him to show it to her. And it happens to just all be her, and he's embarrassed. He walks out. He doesn't address it at all. He tries to escape the situation. And then like the way that he deals with it, because he's been unmasked pretty much, is he shows up, with the cards, and basically tells her how he feels. And that was going to be the end of it, right? I mean, even like when he walks off, he goes, enough, that's enough, And I feel like that was just like him putting it to bed, saying, I'm putting this away because they're together. That's the end of that. And no more needs to be said. Now, I know that a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about that scene and how they think it's a little bit stalkery. Did you share that sentiment, Erin?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I think he's a shitty friend. He's a shitty friend. And you know what? If you look at this as a prequel to The Walking Dead, then it's his fault and he caused the apocalypse.
Okay, I am so glad that you walked right into my trap because you do recall how we have also discussed a little film called St. Elmo's Fire, where
Sure.
Emilio Estevez, and you love this movie, okay?
Oh, no.
You cherish that
I do.
movie.
I do cherish that movie.
And
And you
that
hated
form
it.
and that stalking is like next level stalking. Like that is like pure unadulterated stalking. Like Kerbo following a woman to a cabin where she's staying with her boyfriend and banging on the door, all mad that she's not around, and then like forces her to kiss him and everything. I mean, that is the cue cards are nothing in comparison to what that person did in that film. And you love that film.
I have a very important question to ask you.
All right.
Did you see the sequel to this?
There's a sequel to Love Actually?
Yes.
How do you know all these freaking sequels that go straight to DVD?
Not? This is your favorite movie.
It's not my favorite movie.
You have that tattoo. No, she doesn't have a tattoo.
I don't have a tattoo
Just lying.
yet. Maybe I'll get a tattoo of one of the cue cards.
It's not a full sequel. They did a 10 to 15 minute fake sequel for what was called Red Nose Day for charity, where they did what happened to everybody 15 years later.
Oh, okay.
And it was really cute. It was actually pretty cute.
Did Kiera Knightley wind up with Mark?
Yeah. No. She doesn't end up with Mark, but he returns 15 years later with the cue cards. And he married one of the supermodels that he mentions on his cue cards. So he brings her along to help with the cue cards.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable. Yeah. Okay. So I do understand the feeling that could have been inappropriate, but I think its cuteness overrules its inappropriateness, in my opinion. It's adorable. It's iconic. It's iconic. It's inappropriate, yes. Is he a bad friend? Probably a little bit. But
I don't think it's iconic. I think it's weird. But
oh my God, it is like
it's just a meme.
It is etched in the zeitgeist.
It is now etched
forever.
In the zeitgeist. Yep. It is all that. What's funny is that like Alan Rickman pissed me off so much that I just wrote under his thing. I was like, I'm writing about Alan Rickman again because fuck that guy.
I love Alan. The thing that sucks is that I love Alan Rickman as an actor.
Oh God, no, I love Alan Rickman so much.
And somehow like what he does in this film is like worse than what he did as Hans Gruber in Die Hard.
If you watch Die Hard after this, then he gets payment for what he did to Karen.
Yeah. That's true. He gets his comeuppance.
Yeah. It's totally, or you can watch Robin Hood. It's pick your own adventure, man.
There you go. I mean, he gets his comeuppance in the past, unfortunately, but yeah.
The next one we have is John and Judy, which is, listen, of all the couples, I don't really have much of an issue with John and Judy. I think they're fine. That's just comedy. It's fine. Yes. Again, you shouldn't really fuck your coworkers, even if you're pretending to fuck them or fucking them on camera for money, but you shouldn't really involve that way. But I've never personally done pornography, so I don't know what the rules are there, but I imagine there is some sort of HR situation. Don't know. Actually,
I think they're very loose HR rules in the porn industry.
All sort of loosey-goosey over there.
Yeah, I don't know how you police that when you're being instructed to massage someone's breasts.
If you listen to this and you happen to run across our social media, let us know.
If there are any porn stars listening to this, please let us know what the HR situation is on adult film sets.
I would really love to know. And
I would love to know too.
I am really lazy and I don't like to Google everything and I have a very short memory sometimes. So please let me know. Next one on my list is Colin, Tony, and the ladies from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Now I understand what comedy is. I understand.
Yes.
I get it. I'm in on the joke. Right. I am in on the joke. And I Colin Fritzl, before he leaves to America, is a jerk.
Yes.
He is harassing people from catering. He is harassing everybody, and he thinks all women are bitches. And he says it. He says it that far.
Well, all English women.
Yes,
Let's be fair.
all English women. And then he goes to America and he dazzles American women with his accent and his charm.
You know what?
No note.
Exactly. Because we all know it's fucking true.
No
like,
notes.
There's something about an English dude in America, and you're just like, he just gets 10 times cuter. It's true.
You know
I don't care if
what?
you're in California. I don't care if you're in Wisconsin. It's true.
Fucking fallen for it before, and I will fall for it again. Probably. I don't know. It
does not hurt. It does not hurt.
Doesn't hurt. It's something that we've all gone through before. It's happened. Happens to the best of us.
If you're gonna say anything about that whole scene, it's that they make American women seem like dumb sluts.
Yes, but at least we're
Except
very,
if you're Laura
very
Linney.
attractive.
Oh yeah, we're all just smoking hot, obviously.
It's all just January Jones up in this bitch. Just hanging out in cowboy hats.
Yeah, hanging out in cowboy hats and miniskirts in the middle of the winter in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, that whole scene was just ridiculous, right? I mean, and it's played for it to be ridiculous, and it's fine. I thought that Colin is a jerk, but he's also kind of like a lovable, goofy jerk to me. Like, I don't mind his storyline is probably one of the least compelling, right? But it's also like I think it finishes pretty strong. I think it's pretty funny.
I actually live for the little slither of Denise Richards at the end.
Yes. Oh my God, I totally forget every single time that she's in this. Yes.
I will watch Love Actually for these 30 seconds of Denise Richards at the very end.
Oh my God, yeah. And I just watched her in the Charlie Sheen documentary too.
Yeah.
Like where she's like, I don't know, she just seems very like life smart now. Like she seems like very no nonsense and no bullshit, and is very honest about everything. And like she used to be like that it girl too. Like she was everywhere. Like guys were drooling over Denise Richards.
I never thought she got like I never thought she like there was a short amount of time she was like a Bond girl, but she was not like in a great Bond movie. That she was probably one of the worst Bond girls, but I always kind of liked Denise Richards, and like I always loved her in like Drop Dead Gorgeous. I thought she was amazing in that.
Wild Things.
Oh, Wild Things. Oh, God.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she had her moment, and I thought that she was, pretty good in those moments, and she's stunning, and so yeah. I mean, it was great little cameo there at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
Okay, it idealized romance against what is actual love. So, you have this idea of like Mark's cue cards, a Jamie and Aurealia's like proposal, despite them not being able to speak the same language or never having a conversation. The prime minister falling for his employee after just a few brief interactions. Like, again, a complete lack of conversations. There's no one here having actual, like, meaningful conversations. They're just immediately falling in love at first sight. And that isn't actual romance. That isn't love. That is just lust.
And it frames love in the context of like these grand gestures, right?
Right.
It's like you're not loved unless somebody's like running through an airport for you, or going door to door trying to find you, or flying to a different country to go and find your family and profess and ask for your hand in marriage, or having cue cards, in front of your house, proclaiming their love for you. Like it's not shown in subtle ways. I think like the most subtle is probably with John and Judy.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, despite them like being like porn stand-ins or whatever, and having to be in very intimate situations, like the way that it evolves is very innocent, which I think is part of like the charm of that whole storyline.
Yeah. And that was, that was the fun little twist.
Yeah. No, they're cute. I love them.
Next on the list was fat phobia, because they
Yes.
kept telling me that Natalie was fat. And I don't care how many times you tell me she's fat. That girl was not fat. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. There was nothing chubby, plump. She was mocked by everybody. And I didn't get it. I didn't
Well,
get it at all.
Well, isn't that the running joke? Okay, so first of all, there is like even the fact that they're kind of like doing that joke is like a little bit fat phobic, but at the same time, I think that's part of the joke too, is because she's obviously not fat.
I didn't even see it as a joke. I just thought that, like, that's what they were doing. Like,
No, I think it's a total running joke because she's obviously not fat. Because Hugh Grant at one point says, "Is she chubby?" Because he just doesn't see it that way or whatever.
I thought they were painting him as like a quote unquote chubby chaser. Like, oh, that's your type. That's the kind of girl that you're going after. That's because his sister mentions that. That's totally your type. That's who you go after.
I totally have never read it that way.
Yeah, like, because all the women in his office were like, "Oh, the fat one," and I'm like, "What is wrong with you people?" I want
I
to
thought it
throw
was
things
just
at
kind of
you
like
repeatedly.
I thought it was just like a ridiculous like running joke because it was so obvious that she was not fat.
Again, please
And
write
we
us.
never saw her thighs either. It's like they just never show them.
No. Please write us in the comments also of if you've got, like, please write us about, like, if you work on a pornography set, tell us about the HR department, and also let us know about your thoughts on Natalie. Thank you.
Yeah. Was it just a running joke, like an ironic joke because she's not fat at all?
Yeah.
Or were they actually trying to fat shame Natalie in her natural form?
No idea.
I don't know either now because I seriously it's the first time I ever considered it that way. I always thought that it was just like oh like her huge thighs, and it's just like she obviously does not have huge thighs, so I just wrote it
And
off.
now my final one that we haven't discussed yet, and this is the last one on my list, is lack of
Okay.
diversity.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Fair.
complete lack of diversity. There's only one major black character in this entire thing, and he doesn't have any storyline whatsoever.
So there's what's his face's friend, Tony.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tony. So there's Tony and there's Peter.
There's Tony and there's Peter. Peter is just kind of like a groom mannequin. He doesn't do a lot.
Peter is just something that things happen to, and he doesn't react because he doesn't even realize that it's happening to him.
He's oblivious. He's absolutely oblivious to everything. And he only gets a couple of scenes, which is a huge waste of Chiwetel Ejiafor,
Yes.
who is amazing in everything that he does.
If you haven't seen Kinky Boots, see Kinky Boots.
Yeah. I mean, go watch it.
There's a lot of other things he's great in too. That just happens to be my favorite.
Yeah. No, he's a fabulous actor, and he's woefully underutilized in this film, and it's pretty early too in his career. I think I don't think like he took off like a little bit later, right?
Yeah. Like I would say 5 years later, 6 years later.
Yeah.
I just found my note that says, "Stop calling it Joan Baez. Call it Joni Mitchell."
Joni Mitchell.
Damn you, Aaron. Why didn't you put that up higher?
Oh my gosh. No. Well, now you'll never forget because it's going to be immortalized in this podcast forever.
Fantastic.
Okay, that's your last one.
My last thing is, now I just have a list of things that made me irrationally angry.
Okay.
Number 1, the dance scene.
PM dancing?
Correct. It made me
want to jump by the Pointer Sisters. How can you not like that?
It made me want to claw my eyes out.
Oh
I hate it. It's so cringy to me.
I love
it.
I love watching Hugh Jackman dance. I heard he hated it,
Good.
but I loved watching him do it.
We can commiserate about it whenever we see each other.
Whenever Hugh Grant is a guest on this podcast, we'll talk about that specifically.
Great. And then I wrote, if my husband ever gave me a Joni Mitchell CD, be sure to say Joni Mitchell and not Joan Baez. For Christmas, as my quote unquote my big gift, then I would also sob uncontrollably and then probably cut him with the corner of the CD to make sure that he would forever be scarred the way that he just scarred me.
Valid. And also he wouldn't have had to cheat on you for you to do that either.
Mark is fucking rude to Juliet to the point of hostile throughout most of the movie. until you realize he has a crush on her.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if he's keeping the VHS cassette for himself, why did he label it Juliet's Wedding?
I don't think he suspected that she was just going to barge into his place one day by herself because they were never friends to begin with.
Then
So
why would
I think he considered his apartment a safe space because he just never expected that to happen. And so he wanted to keep it for himself in kind of like an obsessive, stalky way. But yeah, I don't like, you got to admit that she even said that she surprised him. Like she was like, I'm just going to stop by. And she like just never had done that before.
why label it at all then? Why not just, like wank tape number 8?
True. Valid. All right.
The most unrealistic thing about Love Actually is that Carl is single.
It's true. It's true. There's no universe in which that man is single ever.
Why doesn't Jamie go and buy an English-Portuguese dictionary?
Well, he went and took a class.
But he could have bought one like weeks ahead of time. He could have got one right away.
Well, he was writing. He was writing his book.
Selfish.
It takes a lot of time. Okay.
Why Alan Rickman is more villainous in Love Actually than he is in Die Hard. An essay by Aaron Maxwell.
What'd I just say? What did I just say?
And
I told you, like, he's worse in this than he is in Die Hard.
I have a list. It's like he insults his wife's taste in music. He leaves her to do all the work with the kids. He is more involved with his employees' love life than he is his own. He asks his coworkers what they want and not his wife. He bought his wife a $15 CD, which I will never, ever get over. Bought his secretary a gold necklace. And then I wrote, like, yeah, if you watch Die Hard after this, then he will be punished for his fucking sins.
And a much more likable character.
Karen is every woman's villain origin story.
Okay.
Also, I read a note of like, if you ever notice she excuses herself with diarrhea, which is kind of a boss move.
Well, nobody's going to bother you. Nobody is going to come and try and bother you if you just say
she immediately goes, oh yeah, the dairy is getting to me. And I'm like, good, boss move. Immediately.
You know what? Nobody's going to knock on that bathroom door if you have like explosive monsteria, it's just you're just going to leave you alone. They don't want to come near that door. Sorry, that was a little bit graphic. Go continue.
I'm done. I've got it all. I'm done.
Okay. I think that you covered like 8 times more things that I identified because actually while I was watching the film, I was like, this is perfect. I don't see anything wrong with this. Like I get the HR violations for sure. I totally get it. Like the workplace inappropriateness is definitely front and center. You could argue that Mark did something, inappropriate and stalkery with the cue card move in front of Juliet. You can, there's a fat phobia argument in there for sure because even like with Aurelia's sister who's like overweight, they depict her as like unmarriable, so it's not just Natalie. That women who are overweight are seen as, unattractive and unworthy of love or romance. And so that is a thread there for sure. But I'm sorry, like all of these. Okay. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that are so lovely.
Yeah, no, go right ahead. I talked about
You already talked about your pros.
Okay.
You talked about your pros. Okay. So this cast is like an absolute banger. Like this is like an incredible ensemble English cast, mostly English cast, I should say. We have a Brazilian, we got a couple of Americans in there too. But lovely cast. I think they all played their parts beautifully. I love to see Andrew Lincoln looking showered as opposed to how he looks in The Walking Dead when all I want to do is throw a bucket of hot water on him and soap him down. But he looks very clean and groomed, which made me happy. And I don't know, I just love how it covers all of like these different forms of love. You have the friendship between Billy and Joe at the end. He was like, you're like kind of like my soulmate, man. He like leaves the Elton John party and, goes to his friend Joe. And like, that's his love match. It's like his buddy love match. And I thought that was adorable. And I think the love between a father and a stepson that evolves over the course of the film, and this bond that they build, I think is beautiful. It shows you how love can ruin you and be heartbreaking, like with Emma Thompson or Karen and Harry's characters. It shows, how two porn stand-ins can build a connection with small talk that evolves into something more as the sex scenes become more explicit. But that's like the most innocent storyline of all of them, almost, besides Sam and Joanna, at the end. Some storylines are stronger than others. I don't see most of the stuff, even though it happens in the workplace, as especially creepy, except for the stuff with Harry. PM and Natalie, I think that he just kind of like longs for her. He like never really makes a move on her until she sends the card saying that she belongs to him, and then he goes and tries to find her in her neighborhood, which I thought was so cute. I mean, all of this is fantasy. None of this is real. And I think that you do have a valid argument that this is more about romance and less about love, like romantic gestures, and that is like emblematic of what love is when it's much more complicated and deep than that. So I think that that's definitely a fair point. But I just love how it covers like this big spectrum with like a lot of characters that I just like spending time with and who I can like kind of relate to and that I can empathize with. Like when Laura Linney and like Carl are about to get it on, she's like, "Can you just excuse me for a moment?" She goes around the corner, has like her little freak out. She's like, "Yes." It's like I was like yes, I was like cheering for her in that moment, which is what made the next scene so freaking painful to watch when she like answers the phone. Anyways, so I just love how it just covers so much ground with such likable characters, and it's not all roses, and some of it's painful. Sometimes you lose somebody you love, like Liam Neeson's character lost his wife, and like sometimes it's just unrequited and it's not fully realized, like with Mark. And, sometimes you get ultimately betrayed, like Karen was. But at the end of the day, it's like love is all around. And I just love the message of that. And I just think it's like such a great little Christmassy message. And the cast is incredible. Also, I do want to give a special shout out to Craig Armstrong for doing a beautiful score. One of my favorite love themes in a rom-com ever. Just beautiful music in this, and it's just makes your heart soar. It's just lovely, and I just love this movie so much. I'm probably going to watch it again before Christmas. I don't see anything fucking wrong with it. All of its sins are forgiven in my book because it makes up for it so much with all of the other magic that it gives to me. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with this movie. I think it's pretty great, and I'm not going to hear any more of you bad talking my movie. I'm not hearing it. This is like the most divided I feel like we've been on a movie.
Do you feel
this is like Love Actually of all films is the one that tears us apart?
Do you feel the same way about Rowan Atkinson's character, Chrissy?
What way?
Do you love his character?
He's annoying.
All right.
But it's like comic annoying. He's supposed to be annoying. That's like the job that he was given, It's like, it's not meant to comfort me. I was just like, get on with the gift wrapping already.
Listen, we can't always agree.
No. We've disagreed a few times, but this is like
I'm allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to be wrong.
This is a pretty forceful disagreement, though.
Yes, it is.
Like, this is like St. Elmo's Fire level disagreement.
It is.
Maybe even more so, because like you had even more problems with this film than you did with St. Elmo's Fire, where everybody's a complete asshole.
That's how I feel about this movie. This is my St. Elmo's.
Oh,
only no one has a cool apartment. No one has that awesome apartment with like Billy Idol with a neon earring.
I don't need cool apartments. By the way, that apartment is atrocious.
By the way, although there is a nativity scene with a lobster, so I'll give it that.
I'm learning more and more about you by the day, and what passes as acceptable and enjoyable for you. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. So I'm done saying my pros. I think that we can we know what the next category is, which is chuck or cherish. Erin?
Listen, I'm not going to chuck it completely. I'm going to say this. It's going to live in the background of my life. It's not, it's just going to be there. Occasionally I'll return to it because I miss like Denise Richards. And then I'll come back to it.
Okay, fine. But okay, officially though,
Not cherish.
just say it, woman.
Chuck.
Just say it. Just own it. And I am obviously a cherish with, and I put like for extra emphasis on the part of cherish in my notes because that's how much I love this movie. Like I will watch it every single Christmas, maybe more than once. I adore everybody in it. It makes me so happy. I was watching it last night, Erin, and I felt this smile creep across my face and like not go away. It just made me happy. And I love everybody in it. And I think that everybody should watch it every Christmas because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, even with the workplace harassment. It is a piece of delicious Christmas candy. And I will savor it forever. And ever and ever and ever. Okay. Yeah. No, this is the one. I love this movie so much. Okay. Well, fine. Fine. We disagree. I still love you.
I still love you too.
Okay, fine. Just barely. I'm kidding.
I'd less love you, actually.
Oh! That's a great way to sign off. All right, Erin. Well, thank you for completely trashing one of my beloved films.
My pleasure.
And I'm sure you'll give me something to chomp on for next time.
Yay!
Yay! All right. Tune in next week, folks. We are signing off.
Adios.
Bye.